in for another Q&A session. My name is Vache from Studio 9, and thanks for joining if you have just joined in. I do have a few topics that I want to talk about, but hopefully people will start joining in and asking the questions as well before I head on with my topics that I want to talk about. Whoops, wait, mister, stop talking. At least I know that live stream is working for sure, but I don't know how many people are watching. So we'll find out very soon. Yeah, about half an hour ago, I did have another live session on my Facebook group for PreSonus Studio One Prime Edition, the free edition of Studio One. And so just finished, and so I'm back here now on YouTube doing live Q&A for everybody. So if you have just joined in, welcome to the party. And this is going to be a short stream, about 30 minutes or so. I don't want to drag it for too long. So, and if you do miss out on the live stream, feel free to comment at the bottom, and I'll answer them in my next live Q&A, which I plan to do on a weekly basis. I will try to do, but my timing is a bit hectic, so I will try to fit in once a week. At the moment, it's going to be on Sunday nights. That is Sydney, Australia time at 7:30. So I'll give it a try and see how we go, how many viewers I get, whether earlier or later will affect that view. But as I said, don't let that stop you. If you have any questions about audio, recording, production, arrangement, just comment below and then subscribe to the bottom down there somewhere, so that when I do my live stream next time, you can actually watch it, and I'll try to answer those questions. But in the meantime, if you do have any questions, feel free to comment. I'm not sure how many people are here because I've got no freaking clue. But yeah, anyway, regardless to the fact, we'll have great fun. Now, one of the topics that I want to talk about is about music production. And as you know, there are a lot of videos out there on YouTube about music production and how to record things and how to edit audio, how to mix and produce audio, songs, and so on. When I actually started on my YouTube channel about 5 years ago, officially much earlier than that, but 5 years ago I started actually doing lives, doing videos on YouTube about recording and music production. There weren't that many. There were a few out there, you know, and I was actually watching them and learning how they are presenting their videos, the information, because there was a lot of sort of brick walls against me, because my native language is not English. So there's a lot of accent and how I was going to present that, whether I was able to do presentation in the English. But I jumped in, and here I am 5 years later, you know, about 15,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for that subscription. And if you haven't subscribed, do hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. And following on, so I started doing videos, presenting them as best of my ability under the conditions that I had. Before I had this studio, I was working in one of the rooms in my house, which wasn't ideal. Not many acoustic treatment, not much acoustic treatment. Of course, no soundproofing whatsoever. You could hear everything, but I did a lot of work there, and I was able to produce music there for clients as well as myself, getting to know and learn all the new technologies and the things coming from, you know, analog world, from live mixing jobs for bands. So there are a lot of information out there now on YouTube, but you gotta really have to watch out who you're listening to. Make sure the people who are giving the advice are the right people. Otherwise, you're gonna get wrong information. And there are plenty videos that, if I get the chance, I will list them about wrong information. So you got to watch out for those. So and you got to see what their final product is. These people that claim to know about music and production, how to do this and that, you just got to ask yourself, well, show me one. Do you have one that I can actually listen to? Do you have videos you showing how you do these things in your environment, in your workflow, with for real clients? So we'll talk about that. So we have few viewers here. It says we've got about 7 or 8 live viewers here. And we do have some questions. Let's bring up some of the questions here. We have, which are the best budget microphone for recording guitars and vocals? This is a very, very common question I get all the time. There is no best budget microphone, I'm afraid. If you want best microphone, then you're going to pay for it. If you want a budget microphone without the best part, then you just have to see what your budget is. You got to sort of balance things out, because you need a good microphone to be able to capture good sound. If you don't have good microphone, if you have noisy or the frequency characteristics is not correct or ideal, usually cheap microphones very thin. They don't have body, they don't have volume, they make crackle sounds, hiss and noise. You know, anything under $50 US, let's just put US dollar on there, anything under $50, don't waste your money. I have a video, just go to my YouTube channel and just type in cheap microphone or budget microphone comparison, and I have compared a $20 microphone compared to a $100 microphone, and there's, well, $80 microphone, and you can see the difference between the $20 and the $80 is mountains and valleys. So save your money, spend at least $100 US getting a good microphone, because that is the first thing you need to capture. So if you don't have the good microphone to capture a good sound, then everything down the rest of the line, you could have the best, audio interface, best mixer, best computer. If the sound going into your microphone is crap, the rest is crap. So I hope that answers that question. If you want guitars and vocals, SM57 is really great for guitars. And anybody in the field will tell you SM57 is the best. I have about 2 of them here that I use to mic guitars and so on. And as for vocals, it could be any microphone, nice condenser microphone that you can purchase for about $100 or so. So that's my take on that. So let's move on. Which is the best acoustic lead guitar plugin? I'm not sure what you mean by best acoustic guitar plug-in. If you wanted to process acoustic guitars, you're basically looking at EQ and compression, and you can use your stock plugin, whatever is in your DAW. So if you because it's acoustic guitar, and if it was electric guitar and you're looking at amp sim, there's quite a few out there. And there's, as I said, there is no best. It's only best to you. If it sounds good to your ears, it sounds good and fits perfectly in your song, that tone that you want from that acoustic guitar, electric guitar, bass guitar, whatever instrument you're recording. If it sounds good, then it doesn't matter if the plugin is free or $500. It doesn't matter, because the end result is what you're actually trying to present. You like the sound, then that's the best plugin. That's the best way I can explain about plugins. But I'm still not sure what acoustic lead guitar plugin means. I hope that answers that question. We have Martin says hi from London. Hello there from Martin from London. Thanks for joining in, and thanks for everybody else that's joining in and commenting before. And I will try to move as quickly as I can because the comments are lining up now. We have Tuan says hello. Well, hello to you too as well. Thanks for joining in. And we have another question. If we are on a tight budget for building a studio, what would we prefer first, soundproofing or acoustic treatment? Depending on your location. If you are in your house, a part of a room, then there's not much you can do about soundproofing. Soundproofing is completely different concept. So acoustic treatment will be the more the better choice to have, so that lots of room reverberation, sounds, and so on, they get canceled out with those firms that you can get. And then you can take care of your room response with bass traps, filling things into the corner. Doesn't have to be commercially purchased products that goes into the corner of your room to stop the buildup of bass. You can put cabinets, bookcases, anything that gets rid of that corner. So if you fill that corner with other things, then that will help as much as you can if you're on a tight budget. If money is not a problem, then sure, you can get the commercial ones, which will give you a better result. But for bass traps, just build something from wood, put maybe even dunas in there. Create a triangle sort of shape in the corner of I'm trying to get the camera. So in the corner, build a sort of corner bit, put dunas in there, and make it somehow hold it there. That's still better than nothing. As with soundproofing, if you are in the same building as other people, like in your house, if it's a room, soundproofing will only work to a certain degree. And the only way it will work is room in a room. That means you got to create all false floor, false four walls, and false ceiling that are not touching the outside wall. So the sound is sort of encapsulated inside that room in a room concept. This room that I've actually in now, this is my studio. This is completely separate from my house. It's not even detached to the house. It is in my backyard. And if you want to watch how I build my studio, just go to my channel and search. There's a playlist. There's over 30 videos of showing you how I actually build this place. And it is a soundproof room. It's room in a room on top. Now, if you don't have room in a room, especially inside your house, if you're using a bedroom or a spare room, and if you don't isolate it, any noise from other rooms will come through, including the floor. See, over here is not a suspended floor. This studio is not a suspended floor because it's sitting on a concrete block and not touching any other building. It's all stand on itself. So the sound from the ground will not go to the other side and into the rest of the building because there's no other building here. So that's one of the things you need to make sure that if you really want to soundproof your room, not just the walls, false walls and false ceilings, false floor as well. It needs to be suspended. Then that might work. But in most cases, for bedroom producers, inside your house, a spare room, acoustic treatment is probably the first thing you need to do. And if you really want to go to soundproofing, It's expensive, so it's up to you. Hope that answers that question as well. Okay, we have Choco Milk says, best free synth in your opinion. There's plenty. There's plenty. One of the ones that I've played around lately is the IK Multimedia. They have a free synth. It has enough sort of things in there that you can play around with to make sounds. And then I recently Juno 6 equivalent synth was also produced by some party and given away for free. There's plenty out there. You can also get a UVI is another great synth that you can use. There's plenty out there. I don't know which one to recommend. I don't have that many because I like to limit myself of what I have and the sounds that I like. I have the whole Arturia set because I have Arturia keyboard, and I have the whole Arturia Lab 1 and 2, and there's like each set has like 5,000 sounds presets, and then you can tweak them, and then you can have 10,000 sounds. That's more than enough to what I can actually use to produce. So that's nothing I can mention. If you don't have a controller keyboard yet, a MIDI keyboard, Arturia is a great example. Their keyboard is not bad, not the best. They're not bad. And for $160, you can buy the 25 key keyboard. And then with that, you get Arturia Lab 2, which comes with 5,000 presets of sounds for free, which is twice as much the price by themselves if you purchased it. So I don't know how that makes sense. So that's how I've got it. So hopefully that answers that question. And we have George as well say, hello, Vache. Hello. Thanks for joining in. I don't know what language is that. I have no idea. I'm just going to go past that one. Do you have a video on how to adjust the volume to fit it with YouTube, Spotify, etc.? Yeah, I use. Did I can't remember if I ever demonstrated. I'm sure I have demonstrated a plugin that I use to let me know the LUFS levels. Yulin Loudness Meter is what I use locally. But if you want to find out whether the song that you mixed is loud enough or too loud for YouTube, Spotify, or anything else, there's a website called loudnesspenalty.com. And you just drag your final song, WAV or MP3, I assume it will be WAV, drag into it. It will analyze, and then will let you know whether you need to increase your level, or it's too loud and you need to decrease, and that's for each levels. Again, they are still approximate, they're not 100%, but they give a good indication of where you're at. And it doesn't upload your song to anywhere. It basically loads into memory, and the site has a program that loads in your browser that reads the file, and then it lets you know. And it takes like splits of a second because it's not uploading your song. Usually a WAV file of a song for about 3 minutes is about 50 megabytes. And it takes a split of a second to analyze that and let you know. So I hope that answers that question. It's called loudnesspenalty.com. Just visit that website. It's created by Ian Shepherd, which is a well-known mastering engineer. And I have learned quite a lot from Ian as well in the past. So I hope that's all good. Oh, now, I wonder if there are any more questions. It's not coming up here, but I assume that everybody's watching and learning things. So, coming back to my first topic, it's about credibility of who you're watching and where you're getting your information from. And I'm going to sort of come show you a video, a clip about another YouTuber that I know, that I have interviewed on my channel as well. I have followed his channel for quite some time, to his demonstrations, even though lately he's been quite, yeah, change topics. He's not actually presenting any more music production ideas. And his comment about it, that I've already shown you how to compress audio. I've already shown you how to EQ, how to use EQ, and how to master, or how to do this, and how to record that. Why do I need to do it again? Well, technology is changing, because those videos were done, 4, 5, 6 years ago. Even though they're still relevant, but they're not the same. So you need to update. And let's watch his video, and we'll find out uh, who he is and what he's on about, and then I'll give you my answer to that. Let's watch him. How do I start him?
Hey everyone, I get this question about once a week, and the more
Once a
popular this
week?
channel becomes, it's going to become a very common question. And usually, what I'll do is I'll link to a few of my music samples, and I know that that's not the complete list. So, what I've done is compiled a list. Somebody just recently asked me the question, I think it was today actually, and I've compiled a list of
Mm.
some of what I consider to be my better music mixes and recordings, and it will be easily accessible in the most popular videos on this
Mm-hmm.
channel, and I will also have them in all future videos. So anytime somebody asks me the question, I'll either answer it and I'll say look in the video description, or I can easily copy and paste the links.
Okay, okay. As you can see, this is Adam from Real Home Recording. We have communicated, as I mentioned in the past before, people asking about credentials, about, well, how do I know that what you say is correct? Why should I believe what you say about how to record, how to edit, how to mix audio? Show me your credibility. Well, he's saying that I have a list, and I have, you can go and watch. So let's continue what he's all
From
about.
there. But yeah, there you go. And guess what? Yeah, I don't have major label credentials. You want to know why? Because I've never been given the opportunity to.
Okay, Adam. Now that's my buddy, my friend. You can't really say that, that why you don't have a major label, because you haven't been given the opportunity. Well, you have to actually, in my opinion, you have to really chase the opportunity. The opportunity is not going to come to you. I hope that makes sense. So, my advice to you, Adam, if you really want to get major label, to be able to mix songs for major labels, you got to chase them up. They're not going to come to you, regardless how many subscribers on YouTube you have and how many videos you have. You need to show them what you can actually do.
If
Simple.
there's any major label out there who needs my services, I'm available. And I'll be willing to put up my mixes against the top level guys out there. I know that seems kind of brag offish or whatever you want to call
Come on, Adam. You think big major labels are actually watching your YouTube channel and they're going to respond to you? Here's my advice, Adam. You need to chase it up. You need to spend the time and, whatever money you've got, chase that dream. You want to be in the major label. Otherwise, they don't give a shit about you or me or anybody in the YouTube community in the small industry corner that we live in. They've got their own people, they've got their own connections, and that's what it's all about, connections. No matter how good you are, if you don't demonstrate that you are good, then they don't care. They're not really interested.
it bragging or but you know what? I'm confident in my work. I've compared it to people at the top
Hmm.
top levels, and I don't know what source material they're working with, but I would be willing and able to compete with them.
Wow, he is. Come on, Adam. You're competing with the major labels. That's a pretty hard. That's. I'm not sure you actually understand how it actually works. Um, and you, I remember watching a few other of your videos, Adam, about challenging other people to a mix. You know, um, if you want, I'm happy to accept your challenge to mix a song, and let's try it out. But I'm gonna ask, just ask yourself, how would you actually mix a song without the proper tools? I have yet to see a proper tools in your studio. You are in an attic. You have tiny speaker system that even the subwoofer is blown out. Um, Without the right tools, how are you going to manage to mix a song and present it professionally? It's very important. Just compare between my presentations. Don't worry about the equipment because it's not about the equipment, um, because that's just additional help to speed things up. But I've got nice speakers. I didn't have them all the time. I took my time to actually build up the studio. You need to have a good tools to be able to produce good product. You know, if you don't have the right hammer, you cannot nail it. So you need to have the right tools. I know you might say, well, if I don't have it, how am I going to actually produce it? Well, that's the thing. A lot of people work hard. They work their asses off to actually um, get the right tool, okay, and then start hammering. And that's how it works. You got to show yourself a good production. So here it is. This is, I'm actually doing it live to Adam from Real Home Recording. Real Home Recording. Yep. And there's your challenge. Choose a song, let's mix and duel it, and let people find out whether this is whether your mix or my mix is better. Of course, music is you, each person has their own ideas about what the good music is, but we'll give it a try and let the people vote. So here it is. Here's your challenge. You want a challenge about music production, and you want to go into big major label. Well, start somewhere. Actually, do it properly. And if people sort of say, yep, Adam's mix is better than mine, then here's the deal. I will pay for your subwoofer and possibly a proper speaker system as well. But you got to prove that you have the ability to do it. Okay, there we go. I said it, and it's live. And I've got all these people, watching my live stream. Here's the challenge. So hope that sorts Adam out, because Adam, you got to produce proper video. You have to produce proper audio production techniques and show them every single time, and show them that you know, not just say it. Show them that you know before anybody will give a hoot about you. Okay, so there we go. If you want to find out about my work, the things that I do, just go to recordingstudio9.com. That's my website that I promote and promote for my clients. And you can actually see the list of the clients, the list of the work that I've actually done. Actually, I have to update my website as well. It's been outdated. Anyway, so you can actually see all the clients that I've done. I have clients that have recorded music here, and are produced, and they're on Spotify or iTunes, on all the digital platforms. Show me one that you have. There we go. Okay, anyway, that's the end of that one. Let's go into more questions here. Martin King says, also, Plugin Boutique have a regular offers on synth plugins for a few dollars. Yes, that is correct. I do. I have purchased quite a lot from Plugin Boutique, especially when they go on special. And recently I purchased Sonivox brass and wind instruments for $5 each. That is crazy. And they sound phenomenal. And I can use them in my music production. And only purchase because they're cheap, you know. So yeah, thanks. Plugin Boutique is really great area. I believe I'm an affiliate. It doesn't matter. Who cares? I think I have joined their affiliate program, but doesn't matter. If I get a chance, I will put the affiliate link in the description. So if you are purchasing any plugins from Plugin Boutique, you can use my affiliate link, and that way I might get a couple cents from them. But yeah, they're a fantastic place there. Should we go to production school to learn music production? That's a bit of a hard question. It all depends how much you know, how well you know. Education is always a good idea. It also depends how much it's going to cost. And most of the music schools cost arm and a leg. So I have to say, no, you can learn without going to music school. Having said that, I do have musicians that I know them very well, and they are just about to finish their music school that they've been to. And the advantages of going to music school, especially good and famous ones, which are, there's about 2 of them in Sydney that I know of, they have great system. They have proper studio. They have multiple live rooms. They have SSL consoles that you actually learn on. Something that I have only seen. And when I was sort of in a session in one studio, you know, I was just standing behind everybody else and just doing a recording session of a band and just watching what was happening. So I haven't even touched an SSL console. But I know people, musicians that have come in, they do session work for me. They play guitars and drums that they record. And they have just about finished their schooling, and they work on SSL consoles, 48 channel ones, live stream. They have the ability to use expensive microphones and be able to choose the right microphone. So you're not stuck with 1 or 2 microphone. You have a whole closet of expensive thousands of dollars of microphone that you get a chance to try out and learn about those microphones, and then decide whether you want to spend $5,000 on a microphone or not. So there are advantages in there, but if it's not within your budget, that means you got to put the time in to learn. Like myself, I have not gone to any music school, and it's all self-taught. And I did years and years of live mixing for a band, and until the band actually split, that's when I started actually doing recording sessions, and I started doing recording. Before that, I was just doing live, and before that, I was a musician as well, playing keyboards. So, so that's how I learned, by doing it on the job. It took me probably 10 years to learn, but that's the time I could spend. So that's, I think, should answer that question. George says, you must show the people you have what it takes to deliver great music. Without the tools and knowledge, it won't happen. Yeah, yeah. Okay, referring back to Adam's comment, you got to have the right tools to be able to work. It's not about showing what you have. You got to have the right tools to work. And a lot of the times, as simplest tools, as long as you know how to use them, will do the job. Okay, so you can't use a hammer to saw a wood. So you really need the right tools for it. And you don't have to have, $100 hammer. You can still hammer things with, a $50 hammer, really good hammer. But it will take you time to actually practice to hammer that nail right in. So that's the difference. More questions. We passing half an hour time already. Can you tell some good sites for YouTube channels for sound design? Oh, not many that I have seen, but just search YouTube for sound design, and there's quite a few of them should pop up, but nothing that I would recommend because I'm not into sound design. I don't create sound using synth and things. I just have my own set of sounds that I use, and I just sort of stick with them for my production. But a lot of the time, people who are coming into the studio to record, they already have their sound. So I don't have to worry about it. Sorry, if that was sufficient answer for your question. Keith says, what is your favorite reference track? I don't have a favorite reference track. I normally listen to a track that a rough mix, if the band is sort of recording here. I usually ask them what sort of songs they influence with, what bands they listen to, and their song is influenced with, and then I just grab those tracks and get them and use them. And yeah, it's because you can't compare a certain genre of music with a different reference track. There is no one reference track. You have to match the track to the song that you are trying to mix or record and mix and produce. So that's how I go. So if it's a slow song, slow rock, slow ballad, then I'll just search slow ballad songs on YouTube or on Spotify and see what comes closest to the song that I'm trying to mix, and then I ask the artist whether this is a song they like the sound of, and then I start mixing and A-Bing and matching all of the tracks to that reference track. I hope that answers that question because, as I said, there's no one real favorite reference track. Favorite reference track is the one that it works with the song. This glitch is great for sound design. Here we go. This glitch is, though he's very much into PyTrance, he's on YouTube. Oh, there we go. That should answer that question. Thank you, Kate, for that. Few more questions, and I will end the live stream. Can you please say which all channels on YouTube are giving wrong infos regarding music production that we shouldn't watch? If I come across from now on, I was planning this a while back. I just never had the chance. Every time I come across an information which is not really valid or wrong, or some review of a product that has been done and hasn't been reviewed properly, they missed something, or they didn't explain properly, I will make a list, and then I might actually make a quick video just showing and referencing those videos that why I think it's misinformation and what is the correct information about it. So I might actually do that in the future. George says, great live video, Vache, bless you, keep it up. Thank you so much. Thanks for you being here, and everybody else. And there we go. Next is an Omnisphere, yes. Which one do you prefer? I don't have any of them. So I don't have a preference because I don't have any of them. I've definitely heard of them, especially Omnisphere, but I don't actually own. That's the other thing. I don't spend a lot of money on plugins and synth plugins and instruments. I try to do what I can with what I already have. And that's part of the challenges, is to challenge yourself. Just because you saw a video on YouTube about this guy creating this sound that you really, really love, don't go and buy that plugin. See if you can actually create that same similar effect to what you have, unless they're using three, four, or five or six wavetables in creating that sound, and all the LFOs and VCAs to create that, and there's no way you can achieve that whatever you have. Then yeah, save up and actually get that. But a lot of the time, try to see if you can actually match the sound as close as possible, and then you'll be able to say that's my sound, because it's not really 100% the same as that guy, but it's my one. It's similar to what I've actually created, to give the same feel and the same tone and same characteristics that you liked on that one. I hope that answers that question as well. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for joining in. I hope this was helpful. And as I said, if you have any further questions, if you watch this video later on, feel free to comment below. Put your questions in there, because in my next live stream, I will take those questions and answer them as well as all of the new questions that are coming in. So thanks for everyone, and that is the end of the live broadcast. And if anybody knows Adam from Real Home Recording, let him know that I accept his challenge. And if he's good enough, if he says he's as good as he says he is, I'm happy to put my mouth where my money where my mouth is, or I don't know what the saying is. Anyway, I'll pay for his subwoofer, so at least it has something to work with. I mean, come on, the guy's got tiny speakers. Go and watch his channel. As I mentioned, Adam has lots of information, and I don't know, probably 1,000 videos on his channel all about audio music production. 90% of them are really great information, though most of them are now outdated, and he really has to create new ones and have better presentation. I'm not saying I'm a really great YouTube producer, because that's not my job. I do YouTube to inform people, to help people out. And I do spend a lot of time editing my videos, and sometimes doing it twice and three times, the same video over and over again, to make sure that I don't miss any information or give misinformation. And, to the best of my ability, to the video production that I can do, I present them. And Adam, that's what you need to do as well. Present them properly, so people understand better. And your old videos, though they are great, though they're relevant, they're old. You need new ones, buddy. Make new ones, and let's challenge. You choose the song that you want to mix, and we'll mix them, and then let people decide who's better. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching, and have a great time making music. Cheerio, guys. Bye-bye.